I did something very unique this week, first time in my life. I don't know if any of the rest of you have ever tried this, but I couldn't get in to see my doctor, and he suggested I do this online doctor visit. Use a webcam, split screen, doctor's on one side, you're on the other, right in the privacy of your home. I was very nervous, very apprehensive about it, but after the doctor had a good look, he reassured me the rash on my balls is nothing to worry about and it should clear up on its own. He said, is there anything else you want to talk about? I said, yeah, at night I've been noticing that my leg kind of jerks, and I'm laying there asleep. He said, that's called restless leg syndrome. He said, there's a drug for it I could prescribe for you. It's called Mirapex. He said, but I have to advise you that it will result in an increased desire to gamble and have sex. I said, well, are there any side effects? But I had one other thing, but you're only limited to 2 items per visit, so I got to come back next week and get back online again. I want him to have a look at my hemorrhoids, make sure everything's okay there. My regular doctor, who has an office, I don't visit him online, he just wanted me to pass the word around. He's opening up a new erectile dysfunction clinic in Fort Myers, right down here at 41 and College Parkway. Morningwood, Fort Myers is going to be the name of it. If you're interested, they're having a soft opening on March 24th. The Zika virus is back in the news. 3 new cases last week in Miami. This is something to be scared about. The Center for Disease Control came out and said they thoroughly recommend that anyone, a male, who has visited a country where the Zika virus is very prevalent, abstain from sex for 6 months after returning home. They said this will not only check the virus and keep it from spreading, but it will also be a good learning lesson for single men of what married life is like. They say that the Zika virus is the biggest threat to women of childbearing age since Jim Bob Duggar was single looking for a wife. Did anybody have a chance to watch the Academy Awards? Yeah? Were you like me, the minute they named Best Picture of the Year, I just hit the remote, turned it off, went to sleep, and the next morning I find out that wasn't exactly the Best Picture of the Year. I felt so sorry for Faye Dunaway and Warren Beatty. And I was watching and I'm thinking, God, that Faye Dunaway, she's really aged. It just seems like yesterday that I was masturbating to her nude scene in Network, but that was 1976. And Warren Beatty, the audience thought that something may be up when he had such a startled look on his face, but they just wrote it off to too many Botox injections. If you're like me, though, I don't catch the Academy Awards every year because it's kind of stale and it's kind of gotten old for me, too conventional. I think they need to spice it up a little bit. In fact, if I was them, my recommendation would be to add adult films to the Academy. I think it would really increase viewership, make things look much more interesting. I kind of envision it going like this. The camera kind of pans the front row, and the announcer says, there's the lovely Meryl Streep, 3-time Academy Award winner. The last time in 2012 for her role as Margaret Thatcher in Iron Lady. And seated beside her is the voluptuous Vanessa Del Rio, the Latin from Manhattan. Who can ever forget her role as the hooker in Dominatrix without pity? That was a hard movie. And now let's take a look at, let's bring out 2 legends of the screen to announce the nominations for Best Picture. Cate Blanchett and Ron Jeremy. And the nominees for Best Picture are La La Land, Moonlight, Man Meat Mania Volume 3, and Back Door to Buttsville. And the winner would have to be Back Door to Buttsville. I think that would make the Academy Awards a lot better. Thank you all very much.
That was Jim Barber. Please welcome to the stage Wilton Adams. Wilton Adams.